The Constitution of India, Part 2. The British came to India as traders in the 17th century. However, over the next 100 years, they gradually conquered different parts of India. By 1856, India had become a British colony. Starting with the revolt of 1857, several movements were launched by Indian freedom fighters to free India from British rule. After India gained freedom from the British rule, the freedom fighters and leaders of our country decided to declare India a democratic republic. A team of great political leaders of India worked together to fulfill their dream for a free and prosperous India. They already had debated, discussed and toiled for years to have this most effective system to govern the country. Many of our leaders were inspired by the ideas of the French Revolution, the practice of parliamentary democracy in Britain, and the Bill of Rights in the United States. They gathered together and established an official platform to discuss and debate on these modern political ideas. They enacted a set of rules from this platform in the form of the Indian Constitution that became helpful for the government in running a democratic country like ours. The platform or the body composed for the purpose of producing the Constitution was called the Constituent Assembly. This assembly had members belonging to different communities and states of India and even from the different political persuasions. Dr. Rajendra Prasad was declared President of the Constituent Assembly. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was the Chairman of the Constitution Drafting Committee. Some other committees like Committees on Fundamental Rights, Minorities, etc., to deal with the different aspects of the Constitution were also formed. These committees were headed by important figures like Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, Maulana Abul Kalam Azad, and Shyama Prasad Mukherjee. The Constitution of India was passed in the Constituent Assembly on 26 November 1949 and came into effect on 26 January 1950. The Indian Constitution originally had 395 articles and 8 schedules, but after 92 amendments, it now has 12 schedules and 448 articles. These make it the longest, the most detailed constitution of the world. The Constitution of India has been based upon the guiding principles of the father of our nation, Mahatma Gandhi. He dreamt of an India where all the people, rich and poor, would be equal and where untouchability would be a thing of the past. He longed India to be a country free of corruption, with no social evils against weaker sections and women. He would not settle for anything less and would not be satisfied till this was achieved. Although he was not a member of the drafting committee, the guiding principles and his beliefs were upheld by all the founding fathers of the Indian Constitution. The Preamble. Values that inspired and guided the freedom struggle became the foundation stone of India's democracy and a base for drafting the Indian Constitution as well. These values are embedded in the preamble of the Indian Constitution. The preamble is an introduction to the Constitution. It is a short statement of basic values contained in our Constitution. The Indian Constitution begins with the preamble. The opening words of the preamble, "We the people of India," simply mean that the Indian Constitution has been declared in the name of the people of India and that the ultimate source of all power is the people, that is, the citizens of India. Now let us have a close look at the principles of the preamble. Sovereign. This means that India is to be an independent country with no interference at all from any foreign powers. The government of India is all-powerful to take or not to take any decision with respect to itself. The governance done on the guidelines of the Indian Constitution is a proof of India's sovereignty. Democracy. The word democracy is made up of two Greek words, demos, meaning the people, and kratos, meaning government or rule. Thus, democracy means the government by the people. In a democratic country, the power of governing lies in the hands of the people. People of India are responsible for electing their own representatives, a majority of whom forms the government on their behalf to govern the nation and its people. That is why it is said that a democratic government is the government of the people, by the people, and for the people. Socialist. This term was added to the preamble by the 42nd Amendment in 1976. It stands for equality amongst all and equitable distribution of wealth, to eliminate discrimination and inequality on the basis of social standing and status. This principle also provides the right to equal pay for equal work. Secularism. This term was also added to the preamble in 1976. The word secular means that all Indians have the right to follow the religion of their choice. No religious community, even if it is existing in majority, will get an upper hand in the running of the government. All religions are equal in the eyes of law. There will be no discrimination in the name of religion. Republic. This means that there will be no one-man rule. The people are all supreme. The head of the state will be an elected person. The president, who will be elected for a limited time period. There is no hereditary rule or privileged class. All public offices are open to every citizen without any discrimination. Justice. This implies that there should be no injustice or discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, gender, or religion. Rich or poor, powerful or weak, every citizen is equal in the eyes of law and can participate in all the democratic processes of the country. Liberty. This word is derived from the Latin word liber, which means freedom from captivity, imprisonment, slavery, bondage, and despotism. Thus, every citizen of India is free to live the way he or she wants to. The Constitution ensures that each individual is given the freedom of speech, expression, thought, belief, and practicing any religion. Equality. All men are born equal and there should be no distinction on the basis of caste, race, gender, or religion. All citizens are equally eligible to get official positions, honors, and offices according to their capacities, virtues, and talents. Fraternity. All Indians should have a feeling of brotherhood, even if they belong to different castes, communities, religions, gender, or states. The Constitution contains various good points taken from the constitutions of many countries of the world. It states India shall be a union of states. The Constitution of India has been based extensively upon the modern Western thoughts and principles of liberal democracy. Some of its key features have come from other constitutions of the world. From the British Constitution, parliamentary form of government and law-making procedures were adopted. From the United States Constitution, the Charter of Fundamental Rights, that is similar to the Bill of Rights of the United States, federal structure of the nation, President of the Supreme Commander of Armed Forces. From the Irish Constitution, the directive principles of state policy. From the French Constitution, the ideals of liberty, equality, and fraternity. And from the Canadian Constitution, a quasi-federal form of government, that is, a federal system with a strong central government. With all the features just mentioned, the Constitution of India evolved as a unique, meaningful, and distinct document, although most of its ideals have been borrowed from other countries. It is distinct because it imbibes many noble principles. All these principles are laid out keeping in mind the vast Indian population and also the diversities on the basis of their background, belief, ideology, and social status. This is only because of our Constitution that India now stands out as the most successful democracy in the world. This is for our Constitution that free and fair elections are held here at all three levels: center, state, and local, at fixed and opportune times, and we give ourselves a democratic governments in all levels. And every side balanced democratic government prepares a fine road for all-round development of a nation and its people.